Spider-Man versus Nightwing, but there's a huge catch: no powers. Who would win in a straight-up street fight? We're taking away Peter Parker's spider strength, his wall crawling, his webs, and most importantly, his spider sense. For Nightwing, to keep things interesting, we're taking away his signature Eskrima sticks. This is a pure hand-to-hand skills-based showdown. So, let's break it down and figure out who walks away the winner. First, let's look at Spider-Man without his powers. Who is Peter Parker, really? He's a genius, no doubt about it. His intellect is off the charts. He's also naturally athletic, more so than your average person. Before the spider bite, he wasn't a world-class fighter, but he wasn't completely helpless either. He's quick on his feet and has a strong sense of determination. After becoming Spider-Man, he did develop his own unique fighting style, which he calls the Way of the Spider. It's an improvisational style that perfectly complements his powers, relying on his agility, speed, and that all-powerful spider sense to anticipate attacks. But here's the problem. Without the powers, that fighting style falls apart. The Way of the Spider is built on a foundation of superhuman abilities. Without spider sense, he can't predict his opponent's moves. Without super strength, his punches are just the punches of a regular athletic guy. Without his enhanced agility and speed, he can't pull off those impossible dodges and acrobatic maneuvers. So, what are we left with? We have a very smart, very brave, and reasonably athletic young man. He has a ton of experience fighting supervillains, but almost all of that experience is tied to his powers. He's not a formally trained martial artist in the traditional sense. His training is on the job, adapting to threats, using abilities he no longer has in this fight. Now, let's turn our attention to Nightwing, Dick Grayson. His story is the polar opposite of Peter's when it comes to training. Dick was a world-class acrobat from a young age, performing with his family, the Flying Graysons. His natural agility and body control were already at an elite, almost unbelievable level before he ever met Batman. After the tragedy that took his parents, he was adopted by Bruce Wayne. And what did Bruce do? He took this incredibly gifted young acrobat and molded him into one of the most formidable hand-to-hand combatants on the planet. Dick Grayson's training is exhaustive. He was the first Robin, trained directly by Batman, who himself is a master of over 127 different martial arts. Nightwing didn't just learn a few moves. He mastered multiple disciplines. He's an expert in Aikido, Jeet Kune Do, Eskrima, Taekwondo, boxing, capoeira. The list goes on and on. His entire fighting style is built around using his PQ and agility in a combat setting. He seamlessly blends acrobatics with devastating martial arts strikes. He doesn't just dodge. He evades, repositions, and counters in a single fluid motion. He's not just fighting. He's performing a deadly ballet. So let's put them in the ring. On one side, we have Peter Parker, stripped of his powers. He's relying on his wits, his heart, and the muscle memory of a fighting style that's no longer effective for him. On the other side, we have Dick Grayson, a man who has been training his entire life for exactly this kind of fight. A man who is at the absolute peak of human potential in terms of skill, technique, and combat experience. The fight begins. Peter might try to use his intelligence, maybe try to create distance, or use the environment. He's a quick thinker. But Nightwing is no slouch in the brains department either. He's a brilliant detective and strategist in his own right, also trained by the world's greatest detective. Dick wouldn't just be throwing punches. He'd be analyzing Peter's movements, identifying weaknesses, and exploiting them immediately. While both are known for their agility, Nightwing's is more functional in a fight without powers. Peter's agility is largely a product of his spider powers. Dick's agility is the result of decades of intense, focused training. He knows how to use every flip, every leap, every somersault to gain a tactical advantage. He can close distances in the blink of an eye, attack from unpredictable angles, and maintain perfect balance while delivering powerful kicks and strikes. Peter will put up a good fight. He's tough and has incredible willpower. He wouldn't go down easily. He might even land a few good hits through sheer grit and unpredictability. but he would be on the defensive from the very beginning. Nightwing's technique is just too refined, his training too extensive. You will be able to read Peter's untrained movements, parry his attacks, and systematically break him down. Think about it this way. Peter learned to fight as Spider-Man. Dick Grayson learned to fight to become Nightwing. There's a fundamental difference. For Peter, the fighting came after the powers. For Dick, the fighting is his power. Every move Nightwing makes is precise and has a purpose. He's a master of leverage and timing, meaning he doesn't need superhuman strength to hit incredibly hard. He can generate immense force through flawless technique. Peter, on the other hand, is used to relying on raw power that he no longer possesses. His punches would feel weak to him, his dodges a fraction too slow. His instincts, all tuned to his spider sense, would be screaming at him with information that is no longer there, leaving him disoriented and vulnerable. Nightwing will control the pace and the space of the fight from the start. He is a master tactician who has led teams like the Teen Titans and even filled in as Batman. He knows how to control an opponent. He would use his superior footwork to corner Peter, using feints and combinations that Peter simply wouldn't have the formal training to counter effectively. So after a valiant effort from Peter Parker, the outcome becomes pretty clear. Nightwing would take the win? It's not a knock on Peter at all. He's one of the greatest heroes ever. But this specific scenario plays to every single one of Nightwing's strengths while taking away everything that makes Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man. Dick Grayson has dedicated his life to perfecting the human body as a weapon. Peter Parker was given a gift that made him a weapon. When you take that gift away, you're left with the man. And in a contest of pure trained hand-to-hand skill, the man trained by Batman from childhood is going to come out on top. It would be a display of incredible martial prowess from Nightwing, and a testament to Peter's heart that he would last as long as he did. But in the end, technique and training triumph over raw, unpowered talent. The winner of this street fight is Nightwing. What do you guys think? Did I get it right? Or do you think Peter's genius and grit will be enough to pull off an upset? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your breakdown of the fight. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this battle breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.